I'm Kath, and I'm thinking about the word deserted as part of our Good Friday reflections. Here's a verse from the Bible, Matthew 26:31-32. On the way, Jesus told them, "Tonight all of you will desert me, for the scriptures say, God will strike the shepherd, and the sheep of the flock will be scattered. But after I have been raised from the dead, I will go ahead of you to Galilee and meet you there." In the events leading up to Good Friday, Jesus tells the disciples that they are going to desert him. And of course they deny it, because nobody wants to think of themselves as a deserter. In general, I think that desertion isn't a premeditated act. It's very much related to a sense of panic, of self-preservation, of perhaps trying to take the easy way out and trying to avoid danger. And I don't think that the disciples thought they would find themselves in that place. But when Jesus was arrested, that was exactly where they find themselves. His disciples, who had journeyed with him for several years, they'd walked with him, they talked with him, they had heard his teachings, they had seen his miracles, they had eaten with him. They were very much a close-knit group, but when they sensed danger, they all deserted him as he was arrested. And I wonder how that made Jesus feel. I would imagine that there was a sense of loneliness, of vulnerability, of being let down, of feeling disappointed, even though we know that he wasn't totally deserted because he still had the love of his Heavenly Father. And I think that probably all of us can relate to those feelings of desertion. We've all had moments in our lives where we feel that somebody has deserted us. For myself, I had an experience a few years ago where I had undertaken a new project, and I had done that with the backing of a number of people, but one person in particular. And as that project progressed, and as it had really reached a point of no turning back, the person who had offered a lot of support and encouragement along the way did suddenly desert me. And I don't think that was at all premeditated. I think that was about a sense of flight and self-preservation. But nonetheless, that did leave me feeling quite vulnerable, quite disappointed, and quite let down. And it was because of my relationship with Jesus that I was able to come through the other side of that experience. I think what's really key to notice is that Jesus himself understands those feelings. He knows what it was like to be let down by those he regarded as friends and supporters. But the other thing to remember is that although he experienced those feelings, he wasn't totally let down because he had the support and the love of his Heavenly Father. And through my relationship with Jesus, I also have that support. I know that even where people may desert me, I am never totally deserted because I have the love and the power and the support of Jesus. And Jesus is not a deserter. In the book of Hebrews, it says that Jesus is the same yesterday, today, and forever. And so because of that, I was over time able to process what had happened and see that it's Jesus that I'm looking to, and it's Jesus who was providing what I needed to be able to deal with those relationships and also to deal with that project. There's a verse in the Bible that I often turn to. This is a modern translation of Hebrews 1:11 and verse 11, and it says, "It's in Jesus that we find out who we are and what we are living for." If you're a follower of Jesus, you might want to reflect back on some situations where you feel that you've been deserted and ask Jesus where he was in those situations. If you're not a follower of Jesus and you would like to find out more about a relationship with Jesus, you should see a number on your screen that you can phone to get more information about something called the Alpha Course. It's a really good course for asking questions. It's non-threatening. Nobody will hound you or follow you up, and it's totally free of charge. And also on the Trinity Cheltenham website, you can find more details of that course and also of our Easter services. Thanks for listening.